Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Sean here with BlueRidgeSilverhound. I want to thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to talk about today's topic, or at least discuss it. Would love to hear your thoughts in the good old comment section. Of course, if you like the video, please do give us a thumbs up. But if you dislike the video, of course, you're go ahead and do a thumbs down. Any sort of engagement to my videos will help out tremendously. So yeah, it's pretty weird to me to say that. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. But no, even a thumbs down is perfectly acceptable. So today I wanted to actually talk about a really good topic, and I get this particular inquiry quite often through the emails, and I also see it on our Facebook group on Live Coin Q&A. That's our other channel with our panel of experts on there. And the big topic is coin grading, most specifically modern coins. Like today is August 4th. Yesterday we had the release of the, or not the release, but the available sale on the U.S. Mint for the Morgan dollars, the Denver and San Francisco. And there was a lot of talk about, once I receive it, I'm going to send it off to NGC or PCGS or whatever the case may be. And then there are other people, of course, that have chimed in, kind of like hijacking the thread and talking about, well, I have this penny that I'd like to send out. What do you guys think? And there just seems to be a lot of that going around. There's a lot of misinformation involved with the acceptability factor of certain coins being deserved of a coin slab. But what kind of gets lost through all of this is the expected value of the coin. All right, ungraded, number one. Number two, graded. It has to all make sense at the end of the day. Because if you have a coin that, say, you're very interested in sending out, but it's worth $1 fair market value, I'll just throw out an example. Actually, I might have one right here. Let's see. Let's start with a low value coin. What I have here is a 1962. I don't know if you guys can see that. Roosevelt dime. This one is mid state 66, full torch. So it's pretty well struck. I mean, it's a nice coin. Very, very common date, but I would say fair market value on that's $5. And someone comes across that coin. By the way, I did not grade that. That was just one I picked up in a collection a few years back. But the one big thing that a lot of people kind of cue in is how much can they make if they grade it? And since there's a lot of emphasis on what we call the registry set system, for those of you that aren't aware, PCGS and NGC, the big graders in the business, have what they call submitter-involved registries, where you can put together a compilation of all of the finest grade coins, or they could be low balls, it could be all of the lowest grade coins, or any type, in between. And you stack up, all the dates that you can, you buy them as you go, and then each coin, depending on its grade, will assign a certain point value. And let's say if you collected nothing but Roosevelt dimes, all right, and then you went and assembled as many high-graded NGC or PCGS examples, you've accumulated an amount of points, and you're trying to always stay ahead of everybody else that's doing the same type of registry set, so Roosevelt dimes. And I'm sure there's quite a few people that actually dabble in that particular U.S. coin type for registry sets. But really, at the end of the day, it's all bragging rights. You could say, hey, you know what? I got the most points, and PCGS does award, certain things, which, as far as overall dollar value-wise, it doesn't seem like a whole lot. They give you grading vouchers. They give you special little emotes, with a star saying, oh, yeah, you got the top, top one out of, 60 submitters of Roosevelt dime registry set participants. So things like that. Registry sets and trying to use that as a springboard and a reason why to grade coins is completely falsified. And not only is it falsified, it's misunderstood, and it could get extremely risky, and it's highly speculative, because I know there's a lot of coins that once they reach a certain grade where it's considered the top pop, and again, the registry set game buoys and supports a lot of these high price values for some of the most mundane coins. You know, for example, I believe it, let's see, a 1983 Washington quarter, for example, it could be a P or a D mint, and it has to grade out like Mint State 68. It's worth like $3,000. That seems like a lot of money for such a modern dated coin, but you get the big picture. These are what I would consider to be some of the least safest types of coins to grade. As a matter of fact, the average cost to send a coin out to grading is anywhere from $30 to $35. So if you're sitting here and you're sending out a ton of these coins in the hope that at least one or two of them are going to come out the top pop, but you don't take into consideration the amount of money that it costs to send these off to grading, you could lose out big. All right, and that's I've said it for the longest time. If you are shooting straight from the hip, you're not objectively looking at it, you know, from rose-colored glasses, I guess, is the new term everybody freaking uses these days. But if you just sit there and you gunsling these coins to the graders and they all come back less than your expectations, there are times you could lose, you know, $500 or $1,000, because obviously, when it comes to grading, you're not just sending one coin out. All right, there's just, again, too much risk, and it's like, you know, playing the roulette wheel. All right, you're betting on a single number and hoping that it lands on there. Now, it does pay huge dividends if it did come back that way. But, you know, for this video, we're going to kind of escape that line of thinking and just think very common sense wise when we're selecting these top three. They're not singular coins. They're actually coin types, coin archetypes or series that I think should be an auto grade regardless. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. The first, I would say, very common sense thing that I would personally grade, and I'm actually going to do that here real soon, is any sort of hot, current, trending U.S. Mint product. Like I had mentioned at the onset of the video, these brand new 2021 Morgans, the moment that they are shipped and they get to your house, no doubt about it, you should send them off to PCGS or NGC and get them graded. All right. Most importantly, make sure you get that first strike designation or early release to other collectors of high graded U.S. Mint product. That means the world. And in this particular case, it really doesn't matter if it comes back a 69. Ultimately, you want that perfect 70 for a lot of like these proof coins that are being sent out. Some of the most recent examples that are just an automatic send off to grading are the Morgan Dollar series, the recent releases of the brand new Type 2 reverse Eagle program coins, whether it's silver or gold. As recently as last year, the V75 coins, whether it's the Silver Eagle or the Gold Eagle. These are all things that have trended very high on the list of like desirable coins long before they are made available for sale at the U.S. Mint. And a lot of times you're going to find out about these on Facebook. You're going to find it out. Most specifically, the U.S. Mint has their own Facebook page and they'll announce like certain releases. But going just on the U.S. Mint website, taking a look at the press releases on the news tab, you're going to get all the information you need. Furthermore, with a big new release, they'll generally have it up 3 months ahead of when they will go to sale. But obviously, you want to be able to hear this in the social media tabloid world, I guess, where everybody's talking about it. All right, and then when there's a lot of spin, there's a lot of buzz on certain U.S. Mint products, they are going to be some of the safest investments to send off to the graders, okay? And keep in mind, Average cost of grading, $30 to $35 a coin. So those are just seemingly very common sense type coins to send off to graders, and they will pay off handsomely once you get them back. So that's the first coin that, no doubt about it, I would send off to the graders. Okay, number two, no surprise, any sort of low mintage US moderns, post 1900. Now, there's a huge list of coins that fall under what I consider to be key dates. And key dates doesn't necessarily have to be low mintage. Some of them can be low-ish mintage. I mean, just to name a few, the 1909S Lincoln cents, whether they're the non-VDB or the VDB coins, 1914D Lincoln, 1913S Type 2 Buffalo Nickel, 1916D Mercury Dime, the as far as quarters go, I mean, there's a number of Standing Liberty quarters that are no-brainer. And these are all going to be coins that are going to be very valuable, ungraded and low graded. All right, so let's say if they're a VG8, for example, a 1909 SVDB is still worth hundreds of dollars, as opposed to a coin where is registry set driven. It's worth $3 grand way up here, but by the time you hit like mid-state 65, they're worth like $5. There's no safety net there, and there's just no inherent value for these high mintage, 1 billion plus minted coins like the some of the Lincoln pennies we've seen in the last 25 years. But there is just a whole bunch of key dates, and some of them actually go into the modern, like ultra modern age. I had talked about, for example, the 2015 proof dimes that were included in the March of Dimes set. Those, no doubt about, auto grade each and every single time. They have extremely low mintages, and they are very, very limited, even on the secondary market today. I also talked about the Special Strike 94 nickel. That was in the 93 Thomas Jefferson coin and currency set. The 97 nickel, which was also in the 97 Botanic Gardens coin and currency set. These are just a few of the coins, and I would say probably the outside shot of all this is going to be those relatively recent 2019 and 2020 West Point circulation rarity quarters. If you're able to cherry pick a number of really beautiful looking coins, these coins are beginning to hit their stride on the secondary market. So these are just a number of different kind of like post-1900 modern. I mean, you open up a Red Book price guide like this, and you're going to easily identify probably about 50 coins that are going to be worthy of some sort of grading submission. All right, and that's because the amount of money that you invest in it will not only keep the value of the coin where it's at, but it's also going to be easier to liquidate. When these coins are graded, because a number of the coins have been counterfeited, 1914D Lincoln is one of those that has been counterfeited to the end of the earth. And you want to be able to present a coin to the marketplace that is the real deal. And the only way to do that sometimes is to send it off to the graders. So again, grading will only solidify its value. It will solidify its status as being an authentic coin. In addition, it will probably enhance the value of the coins as well. So that's a number two thing that I would personally grade, no doubt about it, without hesitation. And number one on the list is what I like to call the top 10% of varieties. And there's actually quite a few of them. I have actually a short list of coins on the list. You can actually find out more about these, either by, again, going into your Red Book price guide, because a lot of the top varieties will be in here, whereas some of the more minor ones will be like in the Cherry Picker's Guide. But a lot of these coins are all over the internet in terms of information and education and being able to attribute them. Variety Vista is one of my favorite personal sites, along with doubleddie.com. And if you're into Lincoln Cents, of course, there's just a myriad of various different types of sites to travel to get more information on what we consider to be the top 10% of varieties. But each and every single one of these coins on the list that I have here, auto send out. Like, no doubt about it. You're going to do yourself a big, huge favor by sending these coins out to PCGS or NGC. In some cases, you could get away with sending these to like Annex, all right? Because I know with like PCGS, it's like $60 to do a variety attribution or something like that. Maybe it's errors, but for variety's sake, you know, we're talking double dies, repunch mint marks, transitionals, that sort of thing. But here's just kind of like a short list of the coins that I would I would send them out regardless of grade. Starting off with the lowest denomination, I got both the 1992 P and D Close AM Lincoln sets. I mean, that's a no-brainer. The 1972 double die Obverse Lincoln, die number 1 and number 4, and probably any one of the other double dies. There's like 10 altogether in high grades. So if it's 1 and 4, I would send them off in any grade. All right, it could be an XF40. I don't care. Those are very, very valuable coins in just about every grade. The 69S double die Obverse is another phenomenal coin. I cannot state again. If you found one of those and you're looking to liquidate it and sell it on the secondary market, that should be an auto grade right there. Let's see. As far as nickels goes, there's a ton of them. Buffalo Nickels up and down the list is loaded with all sorts of coins. But as far as like circulation coins, there's some that's like right in the sweet spot. The 1913 S Type 2 reverse is high on that list, along with a few others like the 24S, 26S, a few others. Those are absolutely phenomenal coins to send out. Those are probably more along the line of key dates, and I actually had that under the modern key dates on number 2 on the list. But the three-legged buffalo for both 3060 and 3070 are a must send out to PCGS. Any two-feather buffalo that's problem-free, definitely send it off to the graders. Let's see, 39 Jefferson nickel with the doubled Monticello reverse. That's an auto send. That's a coin that has drifted upwards in really circulated condition for between 40 and 50 bucks. And they're just going to keep going up, all right? The 42D over horizontal D Jefferson nickel is rare enough that I would certainly send it off to the graders. For dimes, I have one super modern dime, and that's the 1982 no mint mark, and that's either the strong or weak strike. For quarters, there's actually quite a few of them. Varieties, there's a ton of varieties. There's the 50D over S, there's the S over D. Those are simply amazing. Of course, the higher the grade, the better. But for more kind of like recent, there's a bunch of double dies, by the way, in the 30s and 40s that are auto sends. 43S is one of the big ones. As far as modern clad, we have the 66 double die reverse. We got the 70D DDO. We got the 76 bicentennial. I actually have a copy of that one right here in AU50. That's a huge one right there. DDO FS101. That's a no doubt, no-brainer send-off right there. I mean, that's like a $500 coin the way it is. Let's see, 2009 Denver. This is a big one. And this is the Washington, D.C. Territory quarter. 1 year shot, double to die reverse. I believe that's a FS801 or 501, one of the two. We have a few half dollars. We got the 1961 Proof Franklin half dollar, double to die reverse. That one is just amazing. You send that one off grading, and usually those coins command $2,500 and up. All right. Here's a sleeper that you guys may or may not know about. The 1998 S silver matte finish candy half dollar, which was only included in the commemorative set for that year. All right. And that has a low mintage of only 62,000 pieces. And again, that has more of a matte finish on it than it does an actual proof finish. And it is 90% silver. We do have a couple dollars on the list. We got the 2000p Cheerios dollar, 2000p Speared Eagle. I would say anything AU and up for that particular coin. That should be an auto send to PCGS. And then finally, there's a few very, very select presidential dollar coins with the missing edge lettering that just simply cannot be ignored, especially those coming from the NIFC era of these coins, which I believe was 2012 and up to the final date of the series. There are a few that have never been discovered, but once you do, that should be an auto send-off to a grader. And that's a very short list of like varieties. There's a bunch others. I mean, as far as what I have here, here's a 36 Buffalo Nickel DDO FS101. That one, no doubt about it, especially in that grade. That'll make this coin worth about $125. I mean, that's no doubt a good one there. Here's another good one right here. This is the 60D large date over small date, and it's also got the RPM on there. This is the FS101. That's always a big one as well. And as far as moderns, I mean, you know, if you're able to score a Proof 70 on any of the top tier US Mint releases that are being trending worldwide and being talked about, and are instant sellouts within the first like 20 minutes, every single one of those should be an auto grade regardless. But that's kind of like my top tier list of modern coins that no doubt about it, you should be sending out every single time. Again, they all can't be winners. You think you have something good, but you have to use a lot of common sense when you're possibly approaching a coin grading submission. Because if the value isn't there before you send the coin out, it's probably not worth sending it in the first place. The coin has to have value as a raw example before it even gets any consideration for grading. All right, each and every single one of these coins and archetypes fit that list to a T. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of a takeaway from this video. Would love to hear your thoughts. Are there any other coins that I am personally missing that you want to add to this? I'll even pin something on my video, and you guys can respond to that as well. But yeah, this is a tremendous list. If you guys have questions or comments, go ahead and post them below. If not myself, but you know, someone else will help address that for you. We also have panel members from live coin Q&A that float around on this channel quite a bit too. And in one way or the other, we will kind of identify, you know, the right coins for you to submit. You don't have to waste money or do anything like that. Again, we all have to get through this with some sort of leveled headness, if that is actually a term. But yeah, don't spend your hard-earned money chasing the impossible dream when you should just go for the for sure coins. The coins that will guarantee you not only the amount of money you deserve, but maybe even a higher amount, because the coin market is just absolutely unbelievable right now. But that's going to go ahead and do it. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, or subscribe if you enjoyed today's comment. Of course, any sort of engagement whatsoever, if you enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up. If you just don't like me or you don't like the content, you can do this as well. It really doesn't matter. I will take both. And, you know, just hearing from you, your engagement into this will help me determine what's the best kind of like future videos I could do for you. So, well, that's going to go ahead and do it. Coinaholics, we are discovering together. If you guys are going to do a future coin submission, please do take a quick second look at what you're sending out and, you know, just really take into consideration the overall expected value of the coins once they come back graded, because that, at the end of the day, is what matters. You can make money from the hobby, all right? But you just need to know the exact areas to do that in. By the way, a little disclaimer, I'm not a financial guru person, so don't take what I have to say on any of my videos as being personal finance advice. I am just a guy living in my mom's attic, you know, that eats, you know, Burger King and Taco Bell every day. I know it's not healthy for me, but you guys need to know the truth, and that's going to go ahead and do it. Again, thank you again, guys. It was a pleasure, as always, and thank you for all the support on my videos. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Coinaholics, we are discovering together each and every single day. All right, you guys take care. See ya.